outset, I extend a very warm welcome to the print and electronic media. I am Justice Ramasubramanian, Chairperson of the National Human Rights Commission. Uh, to my right is Dr. Justice Bidyut Ranjan Sarangi, who was a judge of the Odisha High Court and then who went on to become the Chief Justice of the Jharkhand High Court. He is now a Honorable Member of the National Human Rights Commission. To my left is Srimati Vijaya Bharati Sayani, Honorable Member of the National Human Rights Commission. We have Dr. Justice Shami Makhtar, a former judge of the High Court of Judicature at Hyderabad for the combined states of Andhra and Telangana, and later the judge of the High Court of Telangana. He is at present the chairperson of the State Human Rights Commission. A couple of points. One is the National Human Rights Commission, as all of you know, was established under the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 to be in tune with the Paris Principles. So we have a lot of functions are ordained to the Commission, and unlike in other countries where there is only one human rights institution, in India we have one national human rights institution at the national level, and we have different state human rights commissions at the state level. This is because under the 7th schedule to the Constitution, we have the subjects divided into state list, union list and concurrent list, and the police and law and order fall under the state list. Therefore, states are entitled to constitute their own human rights commissions. That is how we have state human rights commissions. One of the functions that is entrusted to the National Human Rights Commission is to reach out through the NGOs, human rights defenders, members of the civil society, etc. In fact, the object of holding a camp sitting, we came to Hyderabad. We started a 2-day camp sitting from yesterday. Yesterday, we are three, my chairperson and myself as chairperson and the two honorable members, we formed 2 division benches. In the division bench headed by me, we took for disposal 36 cases from the state of Telangana. In the second division bench, headed by Dr. Justice Bidyut Ranjan Sarangi along with Madam Vijaya Bharati Sayani, they took up 51 cases. So about 36 plus 51 cases were disposed of yesterday. In the sense, we were taken up. Some cases had to be adjourned because of non-appearance of complainant or because of compensation already awarded, paid but proof not produced. So other than that, most of the cases we could dispose of. After these 2 sittings of 2 different benches, we had a full commission sitting, and this full commission yesterday evening took up about 19 cases. I am happy to tell you that wherever we have passed orders for payment of compensation in the case of custodial death cases, payments had been made in most of the cases. Payments have been promised to be made within 4 weeks in some cases, and the compliance report promised to be filed within 4 weeks. So totally 81 cases, 51 plus 36, 87 cases taken up in 2 different benches, 19 cases taken up in the full commission. That is what we did yesterday. Today morning, from 11 to 1, we had an interaction with the officers of the state government, the Chief Secretary, the Director General of Police, the Director General of Prisons and Correctional Services, then the secretaries to the government of various departments of the government of Telangana were all present. There are certain issues on which we focused our attention. Some of them related to women and children, farmers' issues, then disabled persons, lot of the education, where the lack of facilities for the hostel children, scheduled caste corporations, the marginalized communities welfare, all that we had taken up today morning. From 11 to 1 today morning, we had an interaction with them, and we have asked them to file status reports of certain things, certain advisories which we have issued. Then today afternoon after lunch from 2 o'clock to 3:30, we had an interaction with the NGOs, human rights defenders, human rights activists, and the civil society members. In fact, a lot of them have come up with a lot of suggestions. Some NGOs are working in the field of women empowerment. Some NGOs are working in the field of Dalit empowerment. Some NGOs are working in the field of empowerment of persons with a lot of disabilities. Since they are actually grassroots workers, the problems that they encounter on field, which many of us may not be aware of, it was all projected in the meeting that we had. We had a very fruitful meeting from 2 o'clock to 3:30 with the human rights defenders. In fact, we have requested them to send us a brief note on what NHRC should do to improve the quality of all sections of people, be it the underprivileged or the scheduled caste or the forest dwellers or the physically disabled or abandoned children or orphans or elderly citizens, physically disabled, mentally challenged, etc. Report that a death has occurred in police custody, a death has occurred in judicial custody, somebody has fallen to the drain and died, some case of poisoning is reported, some suicide has taken place in a school, in some hostel there are no facilities. Whenever we find such reports, the Commission takes suo motu cognizance of the newspaper reports. In fact, in the past few years, the number of suo motu cases that we have taken cognizance of on the basis of newspaper reports is on the rise. So, it is very important for us to know the society's pulse through you, and that is the purpose of this interaction. We are certainly not here to tell you, what we have done. We are certainly here to listen to you what we should do, and how the collaboration between media and the NHRC is really helpful. That is the purpose for which we have assembled here. I'll give you some statistics before I wind up and leave it to you to ask, make some suggestions or whatever. We have about a total of 34,685 cases are pending in the 34,685 cases are pending in the National Human Rights Commission, and there are about all over India. This 34,685 is all over India figure, and the total number of police custody death cases is about 285. The total number of judicial custody death cases is about 2,532. Actually, as per the directive issued by the National Human Rights Commission in 1993 itself, followed up in 1997, if a death occurs either in a police station or in a jail, the authority should send a report to the Commission compulsorily within 24 hours. And we are happy to inform you, in 99.99% of the cases, we get that report. Immediately, we call for all the related reports, case diary entries, general diary entries, when the arrest memo, the magazar, the seizure memo, the panchanama, then postmortem report, viscera report, forensic science report, all that is called for. And we have an investigation division which independently analyzes whether the death happened as due to natural causes or due to unnatural causes. Because as per the directive issued by the National Human Rights Commission, irrespective of whether a death has happened due to natural causes or unnatural causes, the death should be reported compulsorily. In 99.99% cases it is reported. The balance 0.01% cases where it is not reported, it comes to our notice through human rights defenders or through the press. Therefore, 100% cases we cover, we conduct independent investigation, and whenever we find that it has happened either due to the negligence, sometimes what happens is somebody is brought to the police station, out of shame they are said to have committed suicide even before the police could put their hand on the person. Even in such cases, we recommend compensation to be paid to the victims. In cases where we find human rights violations, we recommend departmental action as well as criminal prosecution of the police officers concerned. So this is the kind of work that we do, and I am happy to tell you that Telangana, there are not, from Telangana there are only 780 cases are pending with us. Out of them, 4 are police custody death cases and 30 are judicial custody death cases. So this is the broad overview of what we are doing, what we are trying to do, or what we are not doing, all summed up together. Now we will throw the floor open to you. If anyone wants to ask any questions, let them first tell their name, the media that they represent, and then they ask the question so that we know. You must first take the mic and
Sir, Ujjwal from PTI,
yes.
I just wanted to know, you said a lot of suo moto cases are on the rise.
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of figures as to, on an average, maybe perhaps on a year-to-year basis, how many cases are registered on suo moto basis and what is the increase?
Just a minute. We have the statistics. In 2024, the total number of suo moto cases we have taken cognizance of is 104. Thank you. In fact, the number of cases registered suo moto are on the rise. Let me give you the statistics. In 2021, the number of suo moto cases registered were only 17. 2022 it was 60. 2023 it was 117. 2024 it is 105. 2025 up to this it has already crossed more than 50. Thank you.
Sir, this is Siddharth from the Hindu. If you could just share a few of the concerning cases which were brought to your attention yesterday, give us insights into it.
See, the one I should also tell you, one difficulty that we have is people think that if there is an institution which is active, they think all their problems can be solved. So, like for instance, we had family disputes, etc., which we can't really solve. But some of the cases which came, for instance, yesterday we had a case where a juvenile was arrested, produced before regular court and remanded to custody. He remained in regular jail for 40 days before he came out. Then the case was shifted to the juvenile justice court, etc. But we said, irrespective of the outcome of the prosecution, the very arrest and detention and allowing a juvenile to spend 40 days in custody in a regular jail is horrible. So we have awarded compensation yesterday of, I think, I don't remember, maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakhs we awarded compensation to the family. Then number two, we have taken suo motu cognizance of about 886 cases of food poisoning in schools. So that we have asked the government officials to monitor why it has happened and send us a report. So these are something, and there are also, other than what happened yesterday, in fact, I can tell you very proudly, after when this year began, we had a complaint from a lady in Bihar that her daughter has been kidnapped. The police registered an FIR, nothing happened. After 6 days, she approached the National Human Rights Commission. Within 3 days, because of the efforts of our investigation division, Dr. R.P. Meena is here, Director General. Within 3 days, the girl was traced to a remote place in Rajasthan where she was about to be trafficked across the border. She was rescued to the family. So these are some, gratifying moments. Thank you.
Also, sir, regarding the compensation, how does the commission follow up whether the compensation is being given or not?
Yes, what we do is earlier, we also learned by mistakes. In the past, the commission used to pass orders for payment of compensation and to close the case. Now what we have done is, we are not closing the case. We are passing recommendation for payment of compensation. We are keeping the case pending and we compel them to file compliance report. In fact, yesterday there were several cases where payments had been made, compliance report were not filed, therefore we simply adjourned it. We also ensure that the payment is not made. See, many times very poor people. Yesterday there was a couple from a tribal area. We were not sure. The government said 3.5 lakh compensation paid. We couldn't, fathom that this people could really handle the 3.5. When we asked, they said they had a bank account, it was transferred to their account. So these are issues, beyond a point it becomes, see, 3.5 lakhs for educated people is not a big money. For them, how to protect that is a question but then we ensure that it is transferred to the bank account. Thank you.
Sir, this is Ujjwal from PTI again.
Yes.
Sir, just one particular question. Recently, there's been a Human Freedom Index where India was ranked 130, which is not exactly a great rank. I just wanted to know, while you resolve the cases,
Yes.
on a policy level, do you hold discussions with the governments to perhaps take cognizance of certain rules that apply and any corrective measures has been taken? And secondly, one specific incident, sir, yesterday it happened in Tenali in Andhra Pradesh, where cops were seen in a video beating up people in custody. Has it come to your notice?
No, actually, we have a division which regularly monitors the newspaper reports. So once the newspaper reflects that cops are doing this, even if it is a video clip, it is produced before me and I order suo motu. Since yesterday we started the commission sitting at 10 o'clock and it went on till 6:15, and the evenings we had to meet. Therefore, it was not possible. It has not come to my notice. But two things. You asked about two things. I am very glad that you asked this question. Human Rights Index. And number two, except dealing with cases, do you deal with governments? We do deal with governments. Last week we held sittings at Bhubaneswar. We held a meeting with the officials. We asked them, what are the steps you have taken? These are the addresses. These are the problems that you face. In fact, the honorable members on both sides, they make spot visits. They find out what is happening on ground, and then they pull up the authorities. Why this is done, why this is not done, etc. We do that. In so far as Human Rights Index is concerned, there is a very strange thing at the international level. See, there is one particular country I cannot name. The Human Rights Index is of a very high rank of that country. But in terms of Freedom of Press Index, it is